Hi, everyone. Welcome to a Senior Citizens Forum presented by Benefits for You Too Insurance Services. I'm Janice Wood, and I'm really excited today. We're doing something a little bit different than we have in the past. We're not talking about wills or trusts or insurance products, but I am going to talk about Medicare for a short period of time. We're going to talk about live painting with Adele Chen. I'm real excited. I will talk about why I think this is good for our Senior Citizens Forum. But real quickly, at Benefits for You Too Insurance Services, our specialty is Medicare and health insurance. So you should have received in the mail this book that's called Medicare and You 2022. I received it yesterday, so if you haven't received it, it should be coming through. If not, you need to contact Medicare. It's a really good book to have. For me, this says that open enrollment is right around the corner, which starts for Medicare on October 15th and goes through December 7th. In the back of this book, it will compare all the different plans that are out there in your area. So if you happen to be in New York and you're watching this show, I know I have some followers from Florida area, also up in Northern California. Your book will have in the back of it what your carriers cover and which plans are in there. It will not have the extra benefits, the benefits like a fit watch that some of the carriers provide. It won't have the over-the-counter drugs. It won't have the transportation. Some carriers have pest control. Some carriers have pet control. So it's good to have. It's important that you review your benefits with an agent, specifically like me. So please give me a call. I would love to help you out. But today we're going to talk about live paintings. I'm really excited. I met Adele, I'm thinking about 7-8 months ago. Does that sound about right?
I think so.
Adele and I are a member of the same business networking group, and we do a lot of our business networking group, because of the pandemic, meets on Zoom. And when we did our one-on-one a couple of months back, I always talked about her collage, which we can see behind here. And I was like really impressed with her collage. So she started talking about her art self and her creative self and how she loves creating things. And I found out she was what she is a live painter. And I'm going, what is a live painter? Now I know what's the festival in Laguna Beach with the artwork that comes alive? I think about live painting. Okay, that's here in the Southern California area. Or I don't have any tattoos, but I have lots and lots of people, my friends do. They have tattoos. I consider that live painting. But we started talking about live painting being like a wedding. She's there along with the videographer, along with the wedding planner, along with the person that's taking the pictures. She's also there painting pictures for a wedding. Now, I know this is a senior citizens forum. Senior citizens get married, okay? Senior citizens also have life events that they celebrate. A birthday, they turn 65, they turn 70, they turn 80. So maybe their families would love to have a live painting of them. Also, they have their children, their grandchildren, or friends that may be having special events that you would use live paintings for. So Adele, this is so much fun. You could tell us about your beautiful collage in the back. And how did you get into live painting? So tell us something about you, and then let's talk about live painting.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for that lovely introduction, Janice. And so glad to be here. But yeah, basically, I've been painting forever, and this was kind of like a hobby I turned into like my own little business. It just feels so good to have something that I can create and put out into the world and say like, that's mine, I did that. So I started live painting right before COVID happened. I was able to book a few events, and it's like what you said, like I'll go to the event with an empty canvas and like an easel, my paints, and I'll set up a little corner in the event hall, and then whether the couple wants to paint like their first kiss, their first dance, or like if it's a quinceañera, like if they want to paint the dance, then I'll paint that scene and also like the background and the ambience of the hall as the event happens. And then at the end of the event, they get to take home the painting. And it's also kind of just like a nice little form of entertainment, like throughout the night when people get tired, they can come and kind of watch me paint or something like that. But yeah, so like when COVID happened, all of my bookings like disappeared, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm just painting to paint now. And I was doing just regular paintings where people would give me commissions and I would paint them. So I thought, okay, like I'm not the only person devastated. There are also other people who actually had weddings planned. This was like gonna be their gift to themselves, and they didn't get to do that experience. So I was doing a lot of, I like reached out on my social media and asked like people to submit their stories if they had, had to cancel their weddings or any special events. And the intention was I would pick one of the stories and just gift them a free painting of like the event that they couldn't have based on like pictures they sent me or their vision boards. And I mean, like the stories were just so like touching and emotional. There were people nominating their best friends and saying like other people deserve this painting because it was like such a like impactful thing in their lives. And I decided that instead of doing just the one giveaway, I would honor the same giveaway for everybody who was in the medical field. So like doctors and nurses that were doing like the front line stuff and had to also deal with like canceling a wedding or like postponing or whatever. So I did quite a few for that. And it was actually really great practice as well to just, work with couples and bring a vision to life. And now that we're coming slowly out of the pandemic, I'm starting to get like bookings again to do the actual real life events. And I've been very fortunate to do a quinceañera recently. So I'd love to show like a footage of that as well. But yeah, that's basically kind of how my live painting journey has been.
Well, I've been looking up live paintings. Everybody does their Googling and looking for it. And they described it, which I would have to agree. It's like performance art, because you would say you would have your empty canvas and people come up and watch you do your work, which adds to, I think, the ambience of
Yeah.
whatever the event is. So I think that performance art is something interesting to have it. Now I would think, and I just had this idea while you were talking. Let's say I had a Zoom wedding.
Yeah.
Could I share with you the Zoom wedding?
Of course.
Paint something from a Zoom wedding or a Google wedding or whatever you did.
Yeah, of course. So that's kind of like what I was doing during like COVID for that giveaway, where literally anything is possible. Like painting is kind of like the old school Photoshop, like where like you can take things that aren't there and put them onto the painting. So I had a lot of brides give me their Pinterest board of like, these are all the things that they would have wanted, or like they had a small intimate ceremony and they sent me pictures from that event. Or like you said, if they have a Zoom as well, I can definitely be like on the Zoom painting. My experience with Zoom specifically is that sometimes like the image quality is a little bit lower, but I can definitely work with whatever you have and, get pictures after the fact so that it could be a little bit more accurate. But yeah, I basically work off of pictures or real life references and try to recreate your magic night.
I just think this is so fascinating, and I would have loved to have. I wish I would have known about this a while back, because I think over the pandemic I attended 4 Zoom meetings. Okay?
Yeah.
So it was like, oh my God, they would have loved to have had this. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like something also super neat about live event painting is sometimes you do have family members that for whatever reason like couldn't attend the event with you, whether they had passed or they're just physically too far, can't come. And it's a special way to still incorporate them into your day because you can send me pictures of them before the event happens. And while I'm painting, I can just put them in the painting for you so that it's like they were there with you.
Very, very great idea. I mean, I
Yeah.
would never think of that. I mean, I was looking at some of the stuff I found online. I'm going, this is like amazing what people are doing today.
Yeah, of course.
Creativity that's being shown in weddings or special occasions. I mean, especially as a senior, I may, like I have a birthday coming up soon. It would be fun to have a painting of whoever, but I think I'm going to
Yeah.
wait till I turn 80, which is not far away. But that's
You'll still look just as good. So,
so I mean that it's something that's memorable that you have or your family can have. It's just really fun. So Adele, I can you can go online, you can share a screen. Let's see some of the work that you've done. I'm
yeah,
excited to see it.
I would love to show you. Let me go ahead and share my screen. I love playing with technology. Okay, can you see me?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Awesome.
definitely.
Cool. So I'll show you this really quick. This is from the event that I just did in I think the beginning of September or the end of August. It was a quinceañera in I think it was like in Riverside, but yeah, I was just set up in their dancing hall and their ballroom and painting the night away.
It looks like a it looks like a it doesn't look like a painting.
Yeah, so this is where I was set up in the beginning of the day.
But
Then if I can find it, let me see if later on there's like that was closer to the end of the night. But yeah, it's just something that's like really fun. And when people are like tired of the night or something, they can kind of stop by and watch me paint. And then this is also my Instagram page where you can see this is the finished piece. It was her like group dance. And we have like her family in the back and then her court as well. And then, of course, I do other kinds of paintings too. I can paint things on the record as well. Let's see. Yeah, I can like the joke is anything with a flat surface I can paint on. Like I painted on a ukulele too. And these are things that I can also do at the wedding. Like you don't have to pick a canvas. I could be painting on a record vinyl if that's what you wanted. Like this one is of a wedding picture right here that happened, I think, right before COVID actually. So this was just a little gift for them. But yeah, anything that you can think of, I can probably paint on.
I see the dog over here.
Yes, yeah, I have so many.
I know. I love my dog who's upset with me right now because she's not in the room. Okay. But
Yes.
we love our animals. And I love
Yes.
the one with the baby and the parent.
Yeah, the options are really endless. I can show you something that I've been working on right now as well. I had a friend reach out to me and say like, "Hey, like I would love for a painting to be commissioned for one of her friends that, her dog just passed away and it's been really hard." And we kind of went through her Instagram page and kind of found what her aesthetic was. And she also had like a cat that passed away, so I did this painting for her. It's
Oh,
her holding her dog and then her
yeah.
cat. And she loves cheetahs, so the cat is looking into the water and it has like a cheetah reflection. It's not quite done yet, but yeah, this is just something that I've been working on recently. And it's like things like that that really bring me joy, is knowing that what I'm giving isn't necessarily like a painting. Sure, that's like the physical service, but I think more importantly than that, it's like I'm like almost like manifesting in physical form the love that somebody else has for you, because it's so special when I get a request that's like, "Oh, my daughter's wedding is happening. I want to gift this to her as like a token of love," and or like, "Oh, like my dog passed away. I would love to commission this piece to honor him." And it's like all of those feelings are invisible, I guess. Like love is invisible, but when you do these acts of service, when my clients put so much thought and effort into the details, it's like I'm like helping them express their love to their loved ones, and that's something that I love doing.
Oh, I think this is so special. So it's not just like I'm used to seeing portraits, you go and you have a fancy portrait doing, but this is a little bit more than that formal portrait.
Yeah, I mean it could be a portrait as well, but it's anything that's possible, and I love hiding Easter eggs. You know how in movies they'll like hide the director's initials and things, but I love doing that for paintings. Like I had a client who like just his dog passed away and he had all of these stories about the dog, so I would hide like the date that he adopted him on a little tree, or like the breakage in the trees like formed a lion head and things like that, where it was like little things that you wouldn't catch just by like glancing really quickly. But I think that's such a beautiful metaphor of like life, right? Because you can take a look at a human, you can take a look at an event and say, "Okay, that's a wedding, that's cool, that's special." But then you got to like really know the person and really pay attention to the details to notice like, "Oh, like this bouquet like has a picture of her grandma on it, and that's like really special." And or like, "Oh, the table settings are named after all the places they've traveled to. Oh, like that's really special." And it's like these little things scattered throughout. Like it's only when you get to know a person that you can truly appreciate these little details. And I think that's like the same in a painting as well. Just like being able to catch these little Easter eggs is so much fun.
I know I've been exposed to an artist called Bev Doolittle, and she does that type of work where you have to look for the hidden thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I don't know if she does artwork any longer, but one of those mass producers of artwork. But you would look and you would find like the hidden spirits.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I totally know what you're talking about. I love those paintings too. It just takes so much creative energy to like come up with, and then like to like execute also is amazing.
Yeah, I mean the execution of it, which you do, you know how difficult it is. But just to be able to pick it out, I like to find the differences in hidden objects and puzzles. Okay, so it's like
Ah,
I have fun doing that. So it's frustrated when I can't find it. Okay, but that
I
is
get it.
cool that like you would see a picture and a bride's bouquet of their grandmother that meant so much to them, or maybe you it's a second marriage or something, and you have your children hidden in the background
Yeah.
to join the family. I mean, it's endless in what you can do.
Yeah. Of course, and that's something that I always try to incorporate, like these like deeper things. Every painting that I do, I have like a session with the client and say like, okay, like where do you like, what are you picturing? And then what can we do to make it even more special for you? Like, are there any inside jokes that you want me to incorporate somehow? And it's really just that, like, I'll listen to them talk. They don't have to like come to me with a very specific image in mind. That's kind of where I come in, is I help translate these like feelings that they want to capture into a real piece. So yeah, kind of like this one of the animal. It's like she just kind of came to me and
I
said,
love
I
that. Can you
want,
put that up again?
yeah.
We
She
can
kind
show
of just
it.
said like
First,
her
I
friends love
focused
her
on,
dog.
yeah. First, I focused on the dog hugging his owner. Then I looked
Yeah,
at the cat, and then when you look at the cat's reflection, it's the dog. It
it's
is.
a cheetah.
It's a
Oops.
cheetah. Yeah. I mean, it's so cool.
Yeah. And like this painting, obviously she didn't come to me and say, okay, I want, her hugging her dog. She just said like, my friend's dog passed away. And then she said like, oh, these are kind of like, we found like similar themes of photographs on her Instagram. So I said like, why don't we do that? Like we do that in this theme, and then, have it be not so on the nose, but like still commemorate this like relationship between an owner and her dog.
And it's just, you can feel how much love the two
Yeah.
of them have. Very nice. This is one of my more emotional shows because you the emotional part of it is endless. A wedding is emotional, okay?
Of course.
Quinceanera, just like other religious type events that go on, are emotional. And I feel like you're capturing some of that.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's the goal. So I'm happy that that's how it comes off.
Yeah, and I like the idea that you sit with your clients and you talk with them. So if you're sitting with the bride and the groom, you're picking up what's important to them.
Of course. Yes.
And that's really good. So I hope everybody's enjoyed this. Do you have anything else to add on to this?
I mean, no, I think we captured basically everything, and that's, how an event happens. But yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at us, at this, we have how to contact Adele. If you're interested in her services, please feel free to contact her. Also, if you want to contact me, my information is up here also. And either one of us would love to talk with you. And this has been really fun and enlightening. And I just want to call, this is always the background here with her records, and she showed some records that she did, but can you move your head just a little bit and you look at her hand? Can you tell us what that hand meant to you?
Well, which one?
You have two hands. You have a hand here.
Yeah, I'll show you a little bit in detail. So we just kind of had this huge blank wall, and at the time I was experimenting with painting on record vinyls. So I wanted kind of like a Greek museum kind of feel. If you've been to the Getty Villa, that's like kind of the aesthetic I was going for. So I made this collage where we have like the statue of David in the middle, and then kind of like the figs, and this is like a Fibonacci sequence kind of thing. And this is the Sistine Chapel where they have like the hand of David. I just did like a line drawing of that, and then like those like kind of Renaissance clouds, and I just pieced them all together for this big piece that's on my wall. But yeah, the joke is anything with a flat surface I'll paint on, so that's kind of
I'm looking at this, and I've been fortunate. I've been to Greece.
Oh wow!
So it does have that feel like of Apollo and that stuff when you go to the Olympian Mountains, where you go to where the first Olympics were ever at.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah, I've been to the Getty Villa many times, so it definitely has that. But it's it's reminding me of Greece. Okay.
Did you know that the Getty Villa has like these things called toga nights for like college students? It was like their initiative to bring in more like youth people to be interested in like the art community. So like once or twice a year, after the museum closes, they'll keep it open for toga night, where you can come like in a literal toga. So they're like college age kids with like their bed sheets.
Hey, seniors, go on out there or expose your grandchildren to toga night. I'm sure the Getty Villa loves the plug.
This is fun. Gotta keep it fun.
Oh, it is definitely. Sounds like fun. Okay. Well, thank you very much for being on my show.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm going to stop the recording, and please give us a contact. Thank you.
Here at Benefits for You Too Insurance Services, we believe knowledge is power when it comes to selecting the correct healthcare and Medicare insurance. Please contact us at healthcareoptions@benefitsforyou2.com or call us at 310-245-0332.
Hi, I'm John Thomas. I want to share with you a professional products and services directory we call Going Solo Directory. And you need to check this out. If you want exposure to your business or are seeking professional product or services, this directory has it all. And that membership, for the many special features, you get the benefit of a worldwide exposure with a 40-minute video interview on an international business show showcase. All this for just one low annual fee. For more information, contact GoingSoloDirectory.com.